Hi there, Gabby.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I'm just going to be asking you a few questions today.
Okay.
Feel free to not answer or answer as in-depth as you wish.
Okay.
Are you okay for me to proceed?
Yeah. A bit
Nice.
nervous.
It's all good, it's all good. Okay. So question number one. What do you think other people's impressions of you are when they meet you for the first time?
I think they probably think that I'm a little overbearing, maybe even a little self-obsessed. Yeah, probably just a little bit full of it, probably putting on a show, and that it's not really me. That's sort of like my first sort of trying to put on a show to impress or to make an impression.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's that sort of a pretense.
Okay, fair enough. Is home, the word home, to you, a place or a feeling? So would you classify, if you were to feel at home, would it be back in London, for example?
Okay.
Would it be within a certain company?
I think home for me is a feeling because of circumstances. So if you would have asked me this when I was at school, home would have definitely been my house, being in my house. Because my parents moved as soon as I left to go to uni. Home stopped being a place that was familiar and started being where my family or my friends are, my boyfriend.
Ah, so just wherever they are.
Yeah, so home but then home also is like being with them in a familiar place. So it's like being with my mum in the new family home, or like being in my grandma's with my grandma in her house. Like as in
okay.
it kind of need the two to link a bit.
They
So like being
correlate.
with Thomas in my flat. Like that's for me is home.
So would you feel uncomfortable if you were with someone that you were comfortable with but you were in an unfamiliar environment?
Yeah, so like it wouldn't feel like home if me and Thomas were on holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Cool. I know you're quite close with your family.
Yeah.
What would you say is one trait that you think you've inherited from your mum?
What trait have I inherited from my mum?
Or
I
more
think
than one.
My mum, she's...
If you wish, you can change it to your dad, because I wasn't sure who's close. Or
No, that's
he'd
an interesting
prefer.
question. With my mum, what thing I've inherited from my mum? I think I'm quite patient, and I mean, I know it doesn't seem it because I'm like my mum. I'm very short-tempered with very specific situations. Like, if something annoys me, like briefly, I'm like I lose it. But if there's like a bigger issue, like for example, like in my relationship, when me and Thomas like at the beginning, he like struggled socially a little bit. I'd never like lose it. I'd never get that like exasperated with it. Like the same way that when my mum with my dad, like with his depression, she doesn't just like suddenly snap at him.
Yeah.
Like I don't do that either. Like I'm quite, and like, if I have issues with like, when it comes to like sort of like deep issues or things that are like problematic but then also out of your control, I'm like I feel that that's something that my mum's like quite understanding about, and that I've been
so you've been surrounded by that, so maybe
like my mum doesn't just like go like, oh Stephen, I hate you, do you know what I mean? Like she'll just not suffer in silence, but in a way like deal with it,
and you can kind of rationalise or prioritise what you get
from
about.
something else, from like
like little things probably annoy you more
than like
bigger issues.
Exactly. I also think that my mum, I don't think I've inherited it, but we've got like quite similar sense of humour. But I'm probably, now that you ask me though, I'm probably more like my dad, even though I probably tend to hang out more with my mum, which is funny because I think me and my dad are so similar, because my dad's really, he lives in his own world, and I think I can do that a lot as well. And we love the idea of being part of a community and like part of things, but we're like very much lone wolves.
Yeah.
So like we would like love to go like on a camp, but we'd hate to be told what to do, which defeats the whole purpose of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'd
So
love to
true.
go on like a tour
That
with
just
everyone, but
defines you
we'd
as
hate
well.
to be like, we'd like love to join in. Like, don't get us wrong, we get so much FOMO, but then ask us to like do something that we don't want to do. We're like, nah.
There's so much FOMO.
But then like hate doing
And then,
whatever
like,
else is
anything
doing.
you don't wanna do, like-
no.
Oh, okay, right. That just defines you. Okay. So could you tell me, maybe, it doesn't have to be your wildest, but I said your wildest story or adventure maybe that you had in high school? One that you can think of just off the top of your head. Or just a bit like outside the box, it wasn't normal.
I've got so many, but I'm not even. Do you know what? I'm not going to have a rummage. I'm just going to say the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
And it was when I don't know why this one came to mind at first. I think it's because it was the first time that my mum really saw me drunk, and she picked me up from a house party, and I had jumped into a lake.
Oh my
And-
god.
and-
Was the lake outside the house?
No, the lake was like part of this like. So it was like this houses that were all grouped together, and the lake was in the middle.
Okay.
And the lake was not sanitary to jump into, but I had jumped into it in like winter, and I was like so drunk, and she like picked me and my friend up from this party, and I was trying to be so normal, but all the lights were like, all the stoplights were looking like stars to me. So I was like, Mum, it's such a nice evening. She was like, what are you talking about? Like just driving on like the M25. So nice. And then got home, like, me and Molly like got into the shower because we'd like been in the lake, and then we like bashed our heads in the shower and like fell over.
Yeah.
And my mum sent us straight to bed. It's
Aw.
not even my
No,
wildest
no,
night. It was
no,
just
it's-
like, you know, like
It's funny because I expected, like, obviously, like, that's still not normal, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, people, like, normal stories aren't like that, but I expected it to almost be, like, you probably have crazier stories,
yeah, but that's like
I didn't
because
expect
that one
that to
came
be
to
the
mind.
one.
I think it's because the first time that like I'd been caught out.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, like my wild stories, the only person that's affected by it is
It's
me,
you.
and so the only responsibility it falls is
Yeah.
on me because. Do you know what I mean? That they're my
Yeah.
wild stories, but then sometimes when some other people are involved, they're wilder because it's that time when I felt so naughty. You know, my mum had like caught me. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's impacted other people. I
Yeah.
guess. Okay. So, moving on to your
So how are we
uni
doing on the
life.
camera? Is it all right? Does it seem like it's all
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
good.
all right?
Yeah, I had like a tiny, like, as in like it's just like skimming top of your head. I feel like that looks
That's
fine.
alright, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it's really nice lighting actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
good.
So, what has been your biggest challenge or struggle, would you say, throughout studying your degree so far?
Do you know what? One of the really hard things for me, as I said before, like I'm a bit of a lone wolf, and I think I longed for a group of friends forever and ever and ever. But actually adapting to being part of a group for me has been really hard. Because I think you have to be really considerate and all very self-aware. And a lot of the time, even though I'm always a very self-aware person, but as I said, like a lot of my repercussions only fell back on me.
Yeah.
And when you're in a group, that's not necessarily the case.
Very
So
true.
that's been quite hard. That's been one of my main struggles, to be honest.
I think, yeah, I can understand that because I think you're a very independent person.
Yeah.
And I know that, like, just from meeting you, and I know that, like, you've been an independent person for a long time.
So like
I
in the
think.
first 4 months of
So,
being at uni, like
you know,
I would do
everyone
what I
else-
wanted to do.
Yeah.
But that didn't
When everyone
necessarily
else is finding
mean.
their feet.
Yeah, and that didn't necessarily mean that I was making a group of friends, and it wasn't actually till Thomas and I got into a relationship that he sort of like stopped me, because I wasn't drunk 24/7, and he just
Yeah.
went. I sort of looked round and thought, well, who are my friends? Like, what part of group am I in? And then you really
Yeah.
have to sort of. I was never grounded before that. I was just a loose cannon. I would just do whatever I wanted whenever I wanted to do it. I
I
really
can
didn't
tell.
care.
It's so odd. And, like, you still are a loose cannon, but, like, in a
But in a-
much more controlled
Yeah,
way.
environment. Yeah.
Or, like, at least you have, like, an
And I don't think it's
awareness that-
necessarily any like better or worse or
Me
anything like
neither.
that. I just think it's like development of like how you grow up. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, nice. So could you describe a situation or a place or a person or anything that you think would probably make you very anxious or nervous at the moment? could literally be like, doesn't have to be in depth.
I would hate to hate and love to run into my ex-boyfriend. That would make me shit myself. That would make me very. I think that would be the one thing that could really, really shake me up.
Yeah. What do you think? How do you think that would affect?
Because I just have no, like, it's the unknown. Like, I don't. When I met up with Josephine recently, like, I was nervous because I didn't know what she was thinking. But now I wouldn't be scared to run into her because I know exactly where I stand with her.
Yeah.
Whereas with this guy, I just have it. I don't know if he hates me. I don't know if he like thinks about me, and I don't know why I care. And that's something that's really. No, I don't care, but because I don't think about it. But if I was to see him, that's what I would care about.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
oh my god, it's actually quite a horrible thought to, like, the unknown is just horrible.
I just don't know. Like, the
Yeah.
last thing he said to me was that I was an evil human being. But then again, we've been 4 years. Do you know what I mean? You just have no
and
idea.
he could completely not care.
Yeah,
about
and
you
he was
as
someone
well.
who had a big impact in my life. So obviously, you know, as much as I would like to say I don't care because I don't want Thomas to think that I, you know, think about him because I don't.
Yeah.
I can't like he was a big part of my growing up. So you know. Yeah.
Obviously, it's gonna have an effect. I think.
Yeah.
Regardless.
That would be very scary.
Yeah.
I feel very anxious. More than I feel butterflies. I think anxiety would be the wrong word.
Yeah, you almost like. I don't think you'd be.
I would
scared
also
or
feel
anything.
really anxious. But then I might be really wrong. I might see him and then be like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. You don't know. But right now, I suppose.
So that's right now the thing I could think of the most. Josie would probably give me a lot of anxiety, actually.
Yeah.
She gives me all anxiety all the time. Don't like that.
Just through you. No, delete. Okay, so moving on. Given the choice of anyone in the world, is there anyone that you particularly like as a dinner guest?
I've always wanted to go to dinner with like a bunch of like English comedians. I would just love that. It's my happy place. When I was in Vancouver and I was feeling homesick, I just put on Michael McIntyre, Jack Whitehall, Lee Evans, like
Lee Evans.
Oh, what's Nicky Flanagan?
God.
Like all of them. Like, I just put them on and they like literally take me right back to the UK. Like I love all the jokes. Like as much as I'm from Mexico and like when I go there, I'm like, oh my god, English is terrible. They've got such bad manners and they always talk about sex. I'm like, I am that person.
That's so true. Okay, and that's funny that you like displaced yourself from where you were at the time. Like you went back straight to British and like roots.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and like humour, because British have a very different humour than.
Well, I think that's for me. That's one thing I really like about British people is their sense of humour. Like, I really get it. So I'd probably out of one of those, I'd probably want Jack. What do you know? Actually, I take that completely back. I'm inviting Jamie Lang.
Why?
Such a funny time. I just think he's so funny. I think he's
so
quite
funny.
cute. I fancy him a little bit. Thomas hates that.
Why?
Because he looks like an egg.
Although now he's got his hair transplant.
Has he?
Yeah. Did you not see his I posted something and it said that he's got like, because you know he has like a receding hairline.
Yeah. So he had a hair transplant.
Yeah, he's got
I used to be
the
quite
back
big
of his
fan.
hair to the front.
Bless.
Okay. So, say you are stuck or you're feeling distressed or say about your degree or something. What would you turn to as a source of either guidance or inspiration? What's sort of your reflex to go to that you think will make you feel better?
Either call my dad
Yeah.
or I call Thomas. And it's because I very much need to talk things out. I'm a talker. And my dad's always been a source of inspiration, and sometimes he can't quite help me and sometimes he annoys me more. And so does Thomas. So they sometimes say the wrong thing. But they're patient with me, and because they understand me, they know how my mind works, and I know that they kind of they unpick what it is that I'm struggling with.
Nice. That's a very nice answer, actually. Okay, so what has been the most significant change in your life since coming to university? So, I mean, I've said as an extra, like, what have you found out about yourself? But I suppose we've already done the patient thing, so I'd say maybe just the most significant change in your life, if there's been one.
Probably getting a boyfriend. I mean,
And you've had boyfriends before.
I've had boyfriends before.
But-
I've just never quite had this sort of boyfriend. I mean, it's completely just changed who I am.
Yeah.
And not completely in the sense that, like, I'm not me anymore, because that would be terrible, but just, you know, as I said, I was really impulsive. And I am still quite impulsive, but as you said, like, in a quite controlled manner. So that, I mean, that's a really big change. And if I ever think back, that's what like my qualms are sometimes, that, you know, who like, was I more exciting then? Did I take more risks?
Yeah.
Is that a
it's
good
sort
thing?
Of like,
is that a bad thing?
Yeah. As he changed you for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I mean, I think he has at the moment.
yeah.
But who knows?
Turn the camera to go.
Going well so far.
Thank goodness for Thomas.
You're literally angel. And last question.
Okay.
What is one thing you'd like to accomplish or achieve by this time next year?
Ooh.
If there is anything.
Ooh, okay.
It could be like the smallest thing. It could be like, just literally want to be like more positive. Or, you know, or it can be a big accomplishment. You will have done
It's
your degree
very
by
vague.
then.
I think I would really like to do something like specific that furthers my my brain, my like something that I can do, something that, like, a skill. I want to develop a skill. Regardless, I know it's very vague, very, very vague, but I feel like because of, and I think you could probably understand this because of our time at Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Like, we are going to come out a little bit maybe with less skills than maybe some others will have.
Yeah.
So I think in the year, regardless of what I do, if there's something that I come out feeling that I can apply it to something else, that will be an accomplishment for me.
Nice. Okay. That's a good one.
So now we're on to the confessions.
Yes. So is that just a case of you like?
Well, I guess I've just got 3 confessions to tell you, but I have no idea what they will be. Yeah, I have 3 things that you may or may not.
What I have either. Thing is, I feel like I'm a lot more secretive than you, but I don't actually have like that many secrets. Like, I just don't outwardly express like a lot of my emotions, but it doesn't mean maybe there's just not a lot to tell.
Okay, well, I'll go on and give you some confession. The first one is that I have way more secrets than you think I do.
Ooh.
You write that one down.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll remember these one later.
I've got way more secrets than you think I do. That's one confession. It's quite a good confession, actually.
Yeah.
The second confession... Oh, I'll just give you a random one. I really like sweet pickled cucumbers. Like, I could eat them on their own, like I could eat half a jar on
What
my
even
own.
are sweet pickled cucumbers? Because
They're a really Jewish thing.
I don't think I know what they are.
They're like, you know, pickled cucumbers?
Yeah.
They're just, like, not as sour. They're quite sweet.
Have they got
and
sugar on them or something?
No, they're just, I think they're just, like,
syrup
thing in
or-
a different vinegar. Like, they're just a sweeter vinegar.
Oh.
Really yum. And my third confession is that maybe you know this. I don't know if you know this. I'll just tell you anyway. I once bit Arsene Wenger, who is the football manager of Arsenal's daughter, on the arm at nursery.
Oh my god, I would expect nothing less from you.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
There you go!
Nice!
Should we stop the interview there then?
Yes, thank you very much, Gabby. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.